Today, we gonna present on subject production planning and control about aggregation planning on graphical method. Before we begin, let's me introduce our group members. The first one is Pavin Kumar. The second one is Muhammad Muhammad. The third one is me, Mukri. Next is Nur Faradila. And lastly is Nur Hanis. Now you know our group members. Let's begin with my part. I'm gonna present an overview of the owner of Ali Fried Chicken. As you can see, this is Mr. Firdaus bin Hassan. He is the owner of Ali Fried Chicken. His business was established on January 2012. He has 5 branches at Johor. The first one is Pago, UTHM Pago Residential College. The second one is at UIA Residential College. The third one is at Pekan Pago. The fourth is at Pago Jaya, and lastly is at Parit Sulong. This case study are based on their branch at UTHM Pago Residential College. Next, I'm gonna present an overview of this background of project. The first one is this case study is about the actual problem of Ali Fried Chicken that relate to our subject, which is production planning and control. The second one is this case study. It also focus on the highest demand produced by this company, which is fried sausage. This company produce others than fried chicken, which is fried sausage. Is all the raw material are ordered based on customer demands and were placed at their inventory at Parit Sulong. The fried sausage produced by Ali Fried Chicken depends on the production days. Number 5. Currently, the company has a problem to meet their forecast demand while minimize cost over the planning period. And lastly, therefore, this case study is to provide the planning aggregate scheduling in a graphical method. That's all for my part. Now I'm gonna give to my other members to continue this presentation.
Now, I'm going to explain the problem statement of our project. Ali's Fried Chicken is a small-medium industry that produces highest demand of fried sausage. The users forecast demand to predict their demand every month. It is difficult for them to meet the demand while minimizing costs over the planning period. Besides that, they only predict their forecast and just make only one production planning without comparison to other plans to achieve their demand. Therefore, there is no strategic goals to their production plan. Next, I'm going to explain the objective of this project. This project is to study and analyze the real problem related to production planning and control. There are 3 objectives of this project. The first one is to identify the actual problem related to production planning and control. The second one is to propose the best solution due to the problem by applying aggregation planning in the graphical method. And the third one is to make comparison and analyzation according to the method used. As for the scope of this project emphasizes and focuses on every small medium industry running business. They should be able to adapt the aggregation planning so that they can increase their productivity and sales. People who wants to start a business must be able to make sure that they have the aggregation planning before starting and even after starting their business. Moreover, this project also focuses on the importance or helplessness of aggregation planning to the small medium industries. Now I'm going to explain the methodology. There are many tools and methods for us to solve the problem of this project. I'm going to explain two of the methods. The first one is interview. The interview was held on 4th March. All five of us visited the Ali's Fried Chicken stall and conducted an interview around 2 hours. A worker named Mrs. Emma Lisa binti Sadi welcomed us and gave all the information including the introduction of Ali's Fried Chicken, forecast data of their business and all the related costs. She also shared their production planning on how to increase their sales. This interview method actually helped us to come up with solution by applying aggregation planning in graphical method. The second methodology of this project is graphical method, which is aggregation planning. Aggregation planning is a process of developing, analyzing, and maintaining a preliminary approximate schedule of the overall operation of an organization. It contains targeted sales forecasts, production levels, inventory levels, and customer backlogs. All these actually intended to satisfy the demand forecast at a minimum cost.
Hi, my name is Pavin Kumar, and today I'm going to present on the aggregation planning, which is the method we have used. Okay, basically in aggregation planning, there are three methods, more to three types of plans. Okay, so the first plan is to maintain a constant workforce throughout the 5-month period. Next, if we look at the plan 2, we can say that to maintain a constant workforce to meet the lowest demand month and to meet all demand by subcontracting. And lastly, the plan 3, to produce exact monthly requirements by hiring layoff workers as needed. Okay, so when we move on to the next slide, we have the flow chart here. Okay, so this flowchart is made based on our project which we have done. So let me explain on the flowchart. Okay, so the first step that we have made is to determine the requirements for planning horizon. Okay, next, following by it, identify alternatives, constraints, and costs. Okay, the next is prepare prospective plan for planning horizon. When this is accepted, you may proceed to the implement and update the plan. But if it is not accepted, then you have to go back to the step which is identify alternatives, constraints, and costs, and proceed until it is done. Okay, so I will move on to the summary of this methodology. Okay, so there are basically few other methods that can be used in the methodology, but in this aggregation planning, we have chose the graphical method because it suits the SME that we have chosen as our project. This method is actually basic to develop, analyze, and maintain a preliminary approximate schedule of the overall operations of an organization. This method will be the best as the aggregate planning generally contains targeted sales forecasts, production levels, inventory levels, and customer backlogs. So the next is I will go and explain to you on the results and conclusion. Okay, so here we have the forecast demand and other related data that we have acquired from this project. So when we have a look at this table here, okay, so there are a few columns that we have provided. There are months, demand forecast, production days, and demand per days. Okay, so actually we have acquired the data from month August till December. And as we can see, the demand forecast differs according to the month and the production days as well. Okay, so once we have done with this table, we have to total up or sum up with these values that we have acquired earlier. And here, as we can see, there are the costs and other data that we have acquired. Here we can see the inventory carrying cost, which is RM2 per unit per month, the labor hour, average pay rate, and etc. Now I will explain on the graph plotting. So based on the graph we have plotted, the graph is actually on the production rate of Ali's Fried Chicken Company by month. So production rate over month. Okay, so as I said earlier, there are 5 months, which is from August to December, and the average production rate that we have calculated is 200. And to calculate this, the average production rate is equals to 24,000 over 120, where 24,000 is the total number of demand forecasts, and the 120 is the total number of production days, whereby at the end of the calculation we will get the answer of 200 unit per day. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
I'm Nurhanis binti Osman Ali. I'm going to present my part, which is aggregation planning in the graphical method. Actually, we have proposed 3 planning. The first planning is to maintain a constant workforce throughout the 5-month period. This is the related data for Plan 1. Total units in inventory carry over from 1 month to the next month is 1,600 units, which is required workforce to produce 200 units per day. The first step for Plan 1, we need to find the workers needed. To find the worker needed, we need to time the working hours with 15 with 1 units produced. So 11 hours per day times with 1 unit over 0.25 hours, we got 44 units per day. Next, we got from the we need to divide the 2 day with 44 units per day, and we got 5 workers. The next is how to find cost for Plan 1. To find the total cost, we need to find the sum of inventory carried plus with regular time labor. So, total cost for plan 1 is 36,200. The next is plan 2. Maintain a constant workforce to meet the lowest demand month and to meet all demand by subcontracting. According to the interview season, no subcontract involved in this company, so plan 2 cannot proceed. Next is plan 3. Plan 3 is to produce asset monthly requirement by hiring and lay off worker as needed. This is the related data for plan 3. To find the basic production cost, we need to time the demand with the production in hour per units and time with the pay rates. So we can see the basic production cost for August 63,075. Okay, the next is to find the total cost. We got the total cost from the sum of the basic production cost plus with extra cost of increasing production, which is hiring cost, and plus with extra cost of decreasing production, which is layoff cost, and we got the total cost. So, to get the overall total cost, we need to find the sum for the every month. So, we can see the overall total cost for 5 months is 30,141. So for the overall total cost for 3 we got is 141. That's all from my part.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Mohaimin. So today I want to present about comparison and analyzation. So as we can see, we have three plans. Plans 1, constant workforce of 5 workers. Plan 2, involvement of subcontract. Plan 3, hiring and layoff to meet demand. So what we can see, the highest values of the total cost is was the plans 1. The values is 36,200. Was the lowest values of the those plans is plan 3, 30,141. Okay, plan 2 have no values because plan 2 is a interview session. According to the interview session, no subcontract involved in this company, so plan 2 cannot be proceed. Okay, so we decide to choose plan 3. Plan 3 is for graphical method. The best way to be used for planning was the lowest cost. Plan 3, the ideal and the lowest cost among those plan used. Only use worker by referring to the requirement of the demand so that it will be more systematic to the company. Company will hire or lay off worker to meet demand. So, we proceed to the conclusion. The purpose of aggregation planning in graphical method is to meet forecast demand while minimize cost over the planning period. The entire production process should be cost effective, implemented with maximizing the production effect. Plan 3 for this case study was an ideal plan to be chosen and the financial cost problem can be solved by hire or lay off worker to meet demand. The objective of the case study is successful achieved. Thank you.